Joe Milton was projected to be the next Cam Newton by some people, and many thought he had a chance to be a star for the Michigan Wolverines and finally solve Jim Harbaugh's quarterback problem. After one okay game against Minnesota, the next 5 games did not go well for Joe Milton and the Michigan Wolverines, and this afternoon he announced that he will be on the move as he has entered the transfer portal. Today we'll talk about his brief Michigan career, what went wrong for him while he was there, and some places he could potentially go to next. But first, if you love college football, be sure to support the channel with a like and subscribe, suggest what topic I should do next, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any college football videos or news. Now let's get started and talk about Joe Milton. Going back in time, Milton became a star at Olympia High School near Orlando, and he became a big-time quarterback prospect. He would choose Michigan over the likes of Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, and this was a huge get for Jim Harbaugh back in the day. He knew if he went to Michigan, he would have to wait patient and sit on the bench for a couple of years because of Shea Patterson, and even then, it was never guaranteed that he'd be a starter. He'd have to compete with Dylan McCaffrey and Cade McNamara for the starting job. He appeared in 8 games in 2019 as a backup for the Wolverines, and did show some flash of major potential at times. He threw for 1 touchdown and added 2 more on the ground, but he did have 2 interceptions. He did apparently have the ability to throw the ball for 85 yards, and he is seen as a tremendous athlete. Former Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer said he always saw Joe Milton as the fiercest challenge to the Buckeyes because of his height, arm, athleticism, and the way he carried himself. He said he saw Cam Newton in him, and Urban Meyer doesn't typically just hand out compliments like that, especially to his arch rival. Urban was not alone either, as former USC quarterback and current college football analyst Matt Leinart said the same thing, that he looked like Cam Newton. He won the job and was the starter for the opener for the 2020 season, and he had a solid game against number 21 Minnesota, and it had finally looked like Michigan had maybe found its future at the quarterback position, but it didn't exactly go according to plan. He would throw for over 600 yards combined in his next 2 games, but they would lose to Michigan State, and they'd lose to Indiana on the road, and he didn't throw a touchdown pass in either one of those games. He played sparingly the rest of the year and didn't even throw a touchdown in his final 3 games, and he played in mop-up duty, and the only reason he even played at the end was because Cade McNamara got hurt. He was seen as an afterthought going into the 2021 season, as Cade McNamara blew up, as I said, and they bring in 5-star recruit J.J. McCarthy, and they also had 2020 enrollee Joe Villari. He probably saw the competition he had and the chances he had to start, and decided to try and find another place to stay. Milton announced that he'd be entering the portal, and he said, quote, "I want to thank Coach Harbaugh for giving me that opportunity to come play for a program with a lot of tradition. I have bonds with my brothers that will last forever. I decided to enter the transfer portal as a grad transfer with 3 years of eligibility remaining." Jim Harbaugh has lost his fair share of quarterbacks to the transfer portal over the years, as Milton will join Dylan McCaffrey, Brandon Peters, Wilton Spate, Alex Malzone, and Shane Morris as scholarship guys to transfer from the program. Michigan's quarterback situation has been pretty weird over the years, but where could Milton go next is what you guys are probably wondering. Well, to be honest, I can't really see him jumping to another high caliber tier school because he wants to play and not sit on the bench. So he's from Orlando and he's from Florida, so I could maybe see him going back to a school like UCF, maybe a USF or a Florida Atlantic or Florida International or something. I think that's the most likely answer, but he does have more potential than that, I feel like. With his arm strength and his potential, I think a lower level Power 5 school, maybe a school like an Illinois, a Vanderbilt, an Oregon State, or some sort of lower tier ACC school could take a flyer on him, but honestly, I think he'll just go back home and play for one of those schools there, and be a part of a Group of 5 program from the Sunshine State. Your guess is as good as mine, and I'd like to know where you think he'll end up going, and what you thought of the Joe Milton era at Michigan. Before you go, be sure to like the video if you want to support the channel and college football news on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new, and check out all my other videos in my Ultimate College Football playlist. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.